Right then, who's ready for some letter formation today? Okay, just like we did yesterday, let's get our hands nice and warm. Now, to get our hands warmed up today, I'd like you to get a pen or a pencil in your hand ready. Okay, have you got one? Brilliant, well done. And then what I'd like you to do is you're going to put your pen in between your hands, and I want you to try and move the pen, so rub your hands together and try and keep the pen in there. Don't let it fall out of the bottom, don't let it try and escape out of the top. See if you can just rub your hands together. Oh, when you've got the hang of it, oh, mine nearly fell then. Can you go a bit faster? Can you make your fat hands nice and warm by going faster? Oh, well done. Now, this time, start with your pen down by your wrist here. Okay, and on the tips of your other hand, and then you're going to roll it all the way along until it gets to your fingertips. And then you're going to roll it all the way back down again till it's back at your wrist. Fingertips, wrist. Fingertips, wrist. Oh, how are you doing? Now you have to be careful. You don't roll too far, because what happens? Your pen falls. You have to try and keep your pen up all the time. Don't let it fall down. Okay. And when you think you've got the hang of it, oh, mine's gone a bit wibbly wobbly. Careful, Miss Coles. See if you can go a bit faster. Oh, can you do it without it falling? Oh, well done. Very swish. Well done. Okay. Grab your pen for me or your pencil and see if you can hold it using your pinchy fingers, using your tripod grip. Remember, we want it down by the tip and we want it resting on our thumb and pushing against our two fingers at the top with our other finger resting underneath. And then when you've done that, can you draw me some shapes in the air? Can you draw me a circle? Oh, well done. Can you draw me a square in the air? Nice. Can you draw me a triangle in the air? Can you draw me a swirly pattern in the air? Well done. I think we're ready for some writing. Okay. Yesterday, can you remember what did we start practicing? Well done. We started our curly caterpillar letters, didn't we? And we said those were our letters that all start with a curve. We start writing them by doing a curve. We always start at the top. Well done. And we try and form them all in one go so we don't take our pen off our page or our whiteboard or our table if you're drawing with your finger on the table, or your hand if you're drawing on your hand today. Don't let your finger or your pen come off. Right. Yesterday we did a curly cut. Can you do one for me? Beautiful. Well done. And we said if we can do a curly cut, then easy peasy, we can do an oh. Off you go and have a go. Well done. And now check it against mine. Start at the top, all the way round, and stop. How did yours look? Did it look good? Well done. And we said if we can do an oh, we can do an ah. So we start at the top in the same place and we curve around all the way back, but this time we don't take our pen off, we come all the way back down and put a little flick on. Your turn. How does it look, guys? Did you take your pen off? Well done, good job. And then we said if we can do an ah, we can do a duh. So does start with the curvy bit, don't they? So we start in the same place, over at the top, all the way round. But for our duh, we go up tall first, and then we come down and flick. Well done. Lovely job. Now, are you ready for some more curly caterpillar letters today? These ones are a little bit trickier. So we're going to start with our G. Well done. Now a G starts in the same way as our A and our O and our K and our D. but this one has got a tail instead of a tall bit. So we're going to start over as if we were writing a K, and we're going to curve around all the way like we do when we do our O and our A and our D. But when we get to the top this time, we're going to come down and then we're going to give it a tail, a bit like a monkey's tail hanging between beneath the tree. Are you ready to have another go? See if you can follow on with me. So we start at the top, curve all the way round, up to the top again, and then down and make a tail. Now what you have to be careful of with your G is if you start it at the wrong side, your tail ends up going the wrong way. So watch. If I start over here and go that way to make my curve, when I come back down to make my tail, it's going the wrong way. It's back to front, look. So that's why I have to make sure I start in the same place as if I was going to write a curly K. I start over this side and I curve that way, okay? So round that way, back to the top and then down, and my tail then points the right way as well, okay? Well done. Right, I'm going to put a G underneath this one here. Nice. Right, next one we're going to practice is our S. Well done. Now a S starts in the same place as all of our other letters, all right? But can you see this one curves that way and then it curves back the other way, a bit like a snake's body, all right? So we start at the top and we curve around, but then we go back and curve the other way. It's a bit like sliding down a snake. Sliding down a snake. Can you practice some for me? You're going to do some on your hand, or on the table in front of you, or in your books, or you could do it on the back of your grown-up and see if they can feel you drawing us with your finger on their back. Try and make sure that you form it all in one go and that your S curves that way first and then goes back that way. Okay? Well done. Next one is our Well done. Okay, so our F starts in the same place as all our other curly caterpillar letters. This one's a bit special though because you are allowed to take your pen off the page for this one. Let me show you how. So on this one you start at the top and you curve, but then you're going to go straight down and you do a little curve at the bottom going the other way. So it's a bit like a stretched out S. Look. A S is nice and curvy and a F is quite straight in the middle. Once you've curved that way, you take your pen off and you add your line across the middle afterwards, okay? So start at the top, curve, straight down, curve the other way. Take your pen off, add your line across, okay? Now sometimes you might see a F that looks like this, that hasn't got the curve at the bottom. And that's absolutely fine. That is the same letter, it's the same sound, it looks slightly different sometimes. And it's okay if you write one like this, but when you join your letters in year 1 and year 2, if you can do it so you've got your curve going that way, it makes it easier. Because look, if you have your curvy bit, you can join it up to another letter and another letter. Like that. Okay. So start at the top, curve and down straight, and then curve the other way. Take your pen off and add your line across. Your turn. Have a go. See how you get on. Well done. Have you done some practicing? let's do our last one for today then. Okay, our last curly caterpillar letter today is E. E. Well done. Now, E's are one of my trickiest letters. I find them a bit hard. This one doesn't start in the same place as our other curly caterpillar letters. This one, we have to start in the middle, okay? And then we do a big curl all the way around and back at the bottom. All right, should we look at that one again? So we start in the middle and then we curve around the outside and back again. Okay, start in the middle, around the outside and back again. Now I know E's are a bit tricky, and I know lots of us like to do an E like this. You draw the circly bit and then you add on your other bit at the end. But remember, we're trying to be quick and snazzy with our writing, aren't we? So we need to try and do it all in one go. So start in the middle, loop around and back again. Okay, start in the middle, loop around and back again. All right, well done everybody, good job. Now today you've got a very similar sheet to yesterday, just with today's letters on. Now I need to say sorry, I accidentally put a G on your letters yesterday for you to practice on your own, and it was meant to be an A, so I'm sorry about that guys, but hopefully it means you'll be extra snazzy with your G's today. So you can either trace over the examples on the screen in front of you, or you can write it down in your books, or you could print off the card off the website and practice them on the paper, or like yesterday you could do them in sand or mud or soil, anything that you'd like to practice your letters. All right, off you go, see how you get on, and let's see some more beautiful handwriting today.